Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it has been a minute since I last uploaded a video, so I decided to come back with a banger. So basically, I've never really seen a lot of people talk about the psychology and the emotions of trading, although psychology and emotions is one of the biggest topics that every trader deals with. So this video is basically a recording that I did in a trading bootcamp a few months ago. I decided to share this video with you guys because I drop pure gems all throughout the video. So make sure to watch the whole video and feel free to take some notes along the way so you can apply the psychology and emotional tips to your own trading as well. Now, if you also enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button. And without further ado, I'll say let's get right into the gems. What a lot of people think is that it's all about strategy and technical analysis, but the truth is that 90% of the time, it's more the psychological level of a trader. So let's go over the emotions of a trader that a trader will go through. Doesn't matter if you're just a beginner, especially if you're a beginner, you're gonna notice that you will go through these emotions as well. So emotions are a trader's greatest enemy because they will influence us to do shit that we don't want to do in the first place, but we're gonna do them because we react in a certain way to different types of emotions, to which we will go more in depth now. So you will go through different emotions while trading. Among other things would be greed. Now, what is greed? Greed is when you're already making money. Let's say your trade is in profit, you see it in green, and it's like, let's say you're up $100, but you're aiming for $500. So you see 100 and you think, yeah, cool, but I want more. I want more. And then instead of going up more, you just start losing more money. Like it starts going down to $90, $80, 50, 10, and then you're in minus 100, and then you close the trade. Now, the market already gave you $100, but you did not take it because you were greedy, because you wanted more. So instead of taking the money, because you were greedy, you ended up losing money instead. So that's what's going to happen. That, like I said, basically every trader goes through that. So it's normal. Do not be ashamed of feeling this emotion. I'm just going to tell you that you will go through this and how you can ideally handle it so it doesn't get like a negative emotion or it doesn't influence your trading negatively. So that's what greed is all about. Then we have FOMO, aka fear of missing out. Now, there are different types of FOMO when coming to trading. There are, for example, let's say you follow a few traders on Instagram and they post in their story like, yo, I just made 10K profit on this trade. And then they show you a screenshot of a chart of a pair that you may know. So you enter on that pair and you type it in and you see that price is still kind of moving in the direction that the trader already posted. So you enter the trade, and what happens next is that the trade goes completely against you. Now you entered the trade not because you had a setup, not because you did your analysis, but you entered because you had fear of missing out of the profits that the other guy was already making. That's just an example. Then we also have FOMO in the form of we see that the market is going in one direction. So let's let me see if I can find a example. So let's take as an example this candle right here. So you see this candle being printed like a huge bearish engulfing. Now, people that with FOMO would enter in a short position right here just to make this little amount of profit, aka a 1-2. That, ideally the person had to place their stop loss above the last high. So they're entering this trade like jumping the gun for 0.77. So they're risking 1% to make 0.7%. So that's a negative. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. But this is what happens with FOMO. They see this huge movement coming down. They're like, oh my God, it's going to go all down all the way to here. I need to make a profit out of it. But what if after this candlestick, price just went up all the way to here again? Then you just lost more than you would have than the profit that you were anticipating. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. So in this case, instead of FOMOing in and just because you saw this candle print, we want to stay patient. So here, we're just going to watch and observe what price is doing. So if I were in this position right here and I see this candle being printed, I would not enter here. I would wait for price to come back into our previous support zone, which is this area right here. Give me an entry signal for a sell signal on the 30-minute time frame, and then look to sell back down to this zone. Now, if we skip forward, that never really happened, and that is okay because I would rather miss a trade if the setup doesn't play out, instead of unnecessarily jumping the gun and FOMOing into a trade to potentially just lose money overall. So then we also have the third emotion, which is disappointment, which is also a big part of being a trader. You will be disappointed very often, and not by somebody else, but mostly by yourself. So a form of disappointment, for an example, would be that, I mean, I saw entry signal, or I saw a nice trading setup, but something in me was telling me that I should not enter the trade, or I just didn't do it just because, I don't know. Sometimes there are reasons why you just don't enter a trade. And that trade would have played out perfectly. It would have made you the biggest trade of the year. And then when you see that play out, you're of course disappointed in yourself because you knew that there was a good setup coming. You had your entry signal, but you didn't enter. So in the end, you're just disappointed in yourself on why you didn't enter. Now, another form of disappointment is when you are in a trade and it reaches your take profit zones and you just don't close it, you just keep it open, of course, in a form of greed. And then price goes against you and you end up losing. You're just disappointed in yourself on why you didn't close the trade when you had to close it. So like I said, that is also a big emotion that is going to come with trading as well, that you're going to have to learn to control. And especially in that being disappointed, like don't be too hard on yourself. Just know that it is a process, that this takes time, and be patient with yourself. Now, fury or being angry, you can be angry. Like I said, when a winning trade turns into a losing trade, you're angry. When you remove your stop loss and the price goes against you more and more and more and more, and you're more in the negative, and you're still holding because you have hopes that it goes in your favor, and you end up closing in a huge loss, and you're super angry at yourself. Why didn't you close before? Why didn't you have a stop loss? So that's also a big emotion that's, like I said, it's going to come with time as well. Now, doubt is also a thing that you will go through. It's when trading just doesn't fulfill the hopes that you had. So a lot of traders, like I said, they come into the game and they think that by next year they're gonna make thousands of dollars. But the fact is just that it doesn't happen like that. It takes time. It's process. It's like I said, it's like a business. A business also takes time to being built. Or it's like studying or high school takes 8 years. Like when you go to school, you can't expect, like as soon as you start learning about trading, you can't expect thousands of dollars after 1 year. So having doubt is also part of the game. You're just going to be doubtful if this is really a thing for you. You're going to start doubting if trading is a thing, if it's a scam. You're going to start doubting yourself. Like, are you competitive, or are you good enough to learn this? Are you just stupid? So those are like questions or emotions that are going to come into your head, trying to keep you from succeeding. So as soon as you realize that you feel any of these emotions creeping in you, just try to analyze them, be aware of them, but then do something against them. Another big emotion is fear, of course. So the fear of losing money, which I think we all have a fear of, especially with us growing up. We are taught that having fear of losing money or ending up on the streets is just a core fear that is planted into us since we were a child. So it's pretty hard as a trader suddenly remove fear from the charts in general. But it's not impossible, but it's hard. And I mean, fear, like I said, fear of losing money, just the fact that when you're looking at the screen and it's in red, and let's say you only have your last $100 and you put them into your trading account, and you're over risking and you're already down like $60 from your last $100 that you had saved up. I mean, fear is gonna kick in. You're gonna be fearful. You're gonna feel like shit, and that is part of the game. But like I said, to avoid that kind of fear, just don't risk so much and only risk what you're willing to lose. So if you have $100 and only risk 10 cents on that trade, if you lose that trade and you lose 10 cents, you're good. You're not going to be fearful over 10 cents. So just keep it like that. Keep it simple for you. Then also euphoria, which is the contrary of pretty much all of these emotions. Now, euphoria is when we feel super stoked, super hyped and happy that life is great. And how this emotion can influence us in a negative way is, as soon as we win a trade and it's a good trade and we make a lot of money, most of the traders start feeling euphoric. They feel unstoppable. Or if they have a winning streak, let's say they win 5 trades in a row and they made like big amount of profit in those 5 trades, of course you feel amazing. Now, this emotion can go the wrong way really fast, because once you start becoming euphoric, you will start gaining more confidence in yourself and in your trading game. So of course, with more confidence comes more risk to play. So you will start risking more on every trade. And out of a euphoric phase results mostly a, well, disappointment phase, because you will risk more and then the trades are going to go against you again, and then you're going to lose all of that money that you made in the winning streak, and you're going to lose even more, and that all because you were euphoric. So what we want to do as a trader is just stay like robotic as much as possible. So do not get euphoric when you win a trade, and do not get angry or sad when you lose a trade. Just be neutral, be okay with what you're losing, and also be okay with what you're winning. Of course, you can celebrate your wins, and I emphasize on celebrating the wins, especially if you have big wins. Like, why not celebrate it? But just to a distinct point where, okay, I celebrated, I don't know, I went to dinner with my partner, we had a great time. Now I'm coming back to the charts, but with a fresh mind, and that euphoric feeling is gone, like it's the past from yesterday. Now I'm coming with my robotic mindset again. Now these are the emotions that a beginner or a losing trader is in, like caught in this emotional roller coaster all the time. So in order to get out of that roller coaster, you need to be able to have your risk management in place. You have to be able to have a trading plan and stick to it to get out of these emotional states, and then just trade in a whole line. We don't want these emotional roller coasters. We want to be in one clear line of no ups and no downs during trading. And once we are in that zone, I mean, of course, you can have some small ups and small downs. It's part of the game. We're all humans, not those huge swings. Because as soon as you have the smaller swings in this graph, your trading game is going to be better overall as well. Now, for some of you, this might sound like this might be the first time that you ever heard of emotions during trading, but just know that, like I said, the psychology or the mindset aspect of trading is 90% of trading. Only 10 to 20%, I'd say, is technical analysis and understanding the graphs and understanding the strategy, but it all comes down to your emotions. Are you confident enough to enter a trade? Are you confident enough to hold the trade? Are you emotional? Are you scared? Do you close too early? Do you close too late? Do you move your stop loss because you're unsecure, etc.? It all comes down to your emotions. Now, how can we learn to control these emotions? Here are 9 points on how you can learn to do that. At point 1, like I said, have a strict trading plan and trading rules. Stick to your rules. Do not only have them, but stick to them. Accept losses and learn from your mistakes. Like I said, losses are part of the game. You cannot win every trade. It's part of the game to lose, but it's also your responsibility to learn from the mistakes that you make. Because beginner traders would lose a trade and then just, you know, slide it to the side like, that loss never happened. That setup never happened. I never saw that. Let's continue with the next trade. And then suddenly the person loses that trade too. Oh shit, nah, that never happened. Nah, I'm gonna refresh, I'm gonna push it away. Let's go into the next trade. But what they're not doing is they're not learning from the mistakes. They're not analyzing what they did wrong in the previous trade in order to not repeat that. So that's when beginner traders, especially if they're in a losing phase, they're just repeat their mistakes all of the time because their ego is not willing to see what they're actually doing wrong. So to get out of that phase, you need to confront yourself. You need to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, yo, Evan, what are you doing? You're doing this mistake. You should not do that anymore. So you just make a list of your mistakes that you keep repeating all of the time and just don't repeat them anymore. And you will see a huge improvement in your trading as well. So like I said, learn from them. Now also accept that you cannot control the market. You do not control the market. The market is controlled by big business companies, by big banks, by, I mean, like I said, like $5 trillion are traded daily, and you're just a random person coming in with $100 into the market. Like, you're not able to control anything. So just accept that you are not able to control it, but the only thing you're able to control is your emotions. You're able to control what you perceive on the charts. Also, accept that you are responsible. You are the only one responsible for entering a trade. You're the only one responsible for exiting a trade. You're the only one responsible for losing money or making money. It's not the fault of your mom. It's not the fault of your siblings or of your partner or of your boss. It's all you. And you have to be willing to accept that it's all on you. And not then you have to live with the consequences that come with it as well. So this will be also the next point, like accept the consequences of your actions. Accept if you lose money or lost money on a trade that it was your fault. You did the analysis. You press the button, you had your stop loss or you didn't have it, whatever, but it was all you. So you have to be willing to accept that as well. Now, also don't be harsh on yourself. Like don't be hard on yourself. Even if you're losing, even if you're in a losing streak, don't be hard to yourself and tell yourself, nah, I'm too stupid to do this. I'm too dumb to do this. I don't even have time. I suck at this. No, we all went through that. Like I went through that. Lembo went through that, and all of the other traders, we all went through that phase. So it's nothing that has to do with you that you don't have, that you don't understand trading. No, it's the fact that we all have to go through that. So it's totally normal. So don't be hard to yourself. Just be patient. That will be the next point. Be patient and reflect your emotions. It takes time. It's not a thing from tomorrow, like from today to tomorrow. It's a long, long journey to becoming a profitable trader. So just be patient and always reflect your emotions. Are you feeling good today? Why are you feeling good today? What did you do? Did you sleep enough? Did you maybe meditate? Did you pray? Did you eat lunch? Did you eat dinner? Whatever. How do you feel today? And then just understand your emotions when you're coming to the charts. Do you feel confident today? Why? Try to go back in time. What did you do all day long, or what did you do the night before for you to feel confident today on the charts? Now, maybe if you did something like I said, like praying before go to sleep or meditating or exercising, whatever you did, maybe repeat that in the future so you can always come with a confident and positive attitude into the charts. And then on the other hand, like, do you feel sad? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel weird when coming on the charts? Or maybe do you feel like lack of energy? What did you do the day before? Did you stay up? Did you went partying? Did you drink alcohol? Did you only sleep 2 hours? Whatever. Then try to not repeat those things because you want to come into the charts or into your trading with a fresh and positive mindset as well. So just reflect on that as well. Then the last point is just stay disciplined and never stop learning. I cannot encourage this enough. Discipline is one of the most important parts that you should have as a trader. That discipline that you will get as a trader, you can then apply that into the rest aspects, the other aspects of your life as well. For example, I personally work out and I already brought that discipline for working out because my discipline is I have to work out at least 4 to 5 times per week. And I've been doing that for the last 6 or 7 years. So for me, it's just like it's a habit that is deep in me. So I could be disciplined with working out. And now I can take that discipline and place it over to my charts, meaning I have my trading plan, I have my trading times, and I have my trading entry signals on why I should enter a trade. So I will only apply what I see. I will not just jump the gun and do whatever because I have been or I am a disciplined trader. Now, for you, of course, once you're starting out, it can be difficult, but just try to implement discipline into trading and into other aspects of life. You can just start by, for example, just making your bed every morning. That is it's a huge thing to do. Like it's a disciplined thing. It's just, of course, like 1 minute or 2 minutes of your lifetime. But if you put that in a aspect of a long-term thing of becoming disciplined, you can then start applying disciplined things on other things, like example, working out or on trading. And yeah, never stop learning. Even I'm still learning every day. It doesn't matter if I'm learning about trading, politics, life, mindset, finances. Every day I'm looking for something where I can learn something new. And you should also be in that mindset where you want to learn more about life, about finances, and just about, yeah, becoming a better person overall as well.